Hi guys, Miss Donna here with journal entry number 8. Okay, so we've started reading The Red Badge of Courage. We've done the first 8 chapters, and we've heard how Henry was so scared that he was going to run away and not get his chance to be part of a wonderful epic struggle, big part of the battle and what have you, and that was his big fear, that he was going to run away. And when he first encountered battle, he reacted the way he'd been trained. Load your gun, aim your gun, fire your gun. Reload your gun, aim your gun, fire your gun. He was able to do it, but when the other men started panicking in the second battle, he gave into his fear and he ran. So we actually have a series of questions here for journal entry number 8. The first one is, have you ever felt so frightened before you were supposed to do something that you wanted to run away? This could be anything like a physical challenge, perhaps a roller coaster, a zip line, or maybe it was an event, like a party or a dance or a mission trip, or maybe it was a task that you just didn't want to do for some reason. Maybe it was an especially difficult chore or a big responsibility. Maybe you had to give somebody bad news. Maybe you had to confess something you didn't want to confess. But the second part of the question is, have you ever felt so frightened is first. The second part is, did you run? Did you run away before? Did you try to put something off and get out of it and run away before? Or did you run away after you were already in it? Kind of like Henry did with the second battle. He ran away the second time. So, did you ever do that? And before you start writing your entry, let me just tell you a couple stories about myself. First, you may not know this, but I'm really shy socially. If I had my way, I would hang out with my good close friends and I would never go among strangers. And I was even worse when I was in high school. We had just moved to a new area, going to a new church. I knew 1 or 2 people in the youth group kind of by name, but I didn't really know anybody. And my mom was concerned. She wanted me to be more social, so she made me go to this party. I didn't want to go. I tried to get out of it. I pretended to be sick, whatever. She's basically go or, no allowance, no clothes, no whatever. She basically forced me into going. So I went, and it was as bad as I thought it was going to be. There was there was games at the party. Well, guess what? These cool kids that were at the party, they didn't play games. So as if I wasn't an outsider enough because they didn't know me, I played games and nobody else wanted to play games. So I was playing games by myself. I wasn't necessarily socially the best person in high school. And then basically, it just got worse from there. And I basically ran away from the party. I spent the last hour sitting outside the meeting room where we were having the party, waiting for the bus to pick us up. Isn't that terrible? So I kind of ran away. The other thing about me, though, I'm kind of split-minded. I'm socially very shy, but I tend to jump into things and jump in whole hog, both feet, and take leadership roles when I don't even know what's going on. So I'm kind of a mix of impulse and shy. I'm kind of a weird combination. So I've done that plenty of times and get in the middle of situations and I realize I don't want all this responsibility. I can't handle all this responsibility, or I'm not capable of doing the work and that I've committed to, and I have to find a way to get out of it. And not just necessarily for the good of the organization, but just even for the good of myself, because it's driving me crazy because I don't know what I'm doing. So I tend to do that as well. So there's 2 stories about me. The thing I want you to think about is, what was the outcome? If you had something you were so fearful of, you ran away from it, have you later in life tried it? Or if you did go ahead and do it even though you were afraid and you didn't run away, did you get more comfortable in that experience? Is it something that maybe you've tried again? Like maybe it was roller coasters you were terribly afraid of and you backed out and whatever, and then finally one time you faced your fear and you did it and you hated it and you'll never ride another roller coaster. Or maybe you had the opposite reaction, now you can tolerate them. Or maybe you actually love roller coasters now. It could be a food you've eaten, it could be just anything. For me, I tend to I'm still very cautious when it comes to social occasions. I won't go to a party unless I know I have one good buddy there that I can talk to, and I can venture away from that buddy and talk to people. I also like to go to parties if I can help and work and pour drinks and things like that and do food. Then I'm very comfortable because then I'm serving and I'm not having to be social with people I don't know. I also tend to, before I say yes to things, I tend to think about them and pray about whether I should be involved with it. And that's helped a lot. Just slowing down a little bit and saying, should I be doing this? So it's a big journal entry question. It's kind of complex. Have you ever felt so frightened that you thought you were going to run, or that you did run? Did you get into something and then run midway through? And if you got into something you were really afraid of and then you had that experience, what was the outcome? Was it positive? Was it negative? Was it somewhere in between? It's a complex journal entry question this week, but we're dealing with complex thoughts and emotions now in the book. So see you in class.